Welcome to True Crime with Strategic Eyes.
What's going on, guys? How you doing? You actually cut off that intro a little too early. I'm sorry about that. It's my first time using the intro. Um, so big shout out to Aki for making me that intro. She's very, very, very talented. The intro actually kind of like shows some flashes of all the different law enforcement titles I've had. But the next live, I'll get it right. I won't cut it off early. I just wanted a smooth transition between the intro and the actual live show, me talking to you. So I apologize for that. You guys will check it out next time. God willing, there always will be a next time because we're a family and I enjoy doing what I do here on the Strategic Eyes Show. So today I want to talk to you guys a very interesting story, we're going to be talking about Ernesto Williams, Ernesto Williams, aka Nesto, who is the former husband of radio personality Shirley Strawberry. Now, some of you are well aware of this case. I've got a lot of viewers who've been like, Strategic, you've got to cover this case. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to cover it. But what took me so long, guys, is that this case is so complicated. There's so many moving parts. There's so much fraud involved in it. It's like mind-boggling. So I had a really good friend of the show. He's been with the show for a while, supporting the channel for a very long time, who's been giving me information, pointing me in the right direction, sending me links, sending me articles, etc. Her name is A Lady 747. And every time I'm like, okay, I'm about to do the show. We're going to talk about Nesto. We're going to talk about Erica King, aka Erica Hughley, who's his co-defendant. She sends me more information and it just blows my world. Like, oh my God, where do I start? How do I cover this story when every single day that appears to be more pieces to the puzzle, more twists, more turns, more drama? But you know what? I said, you know what? We're going to jump into this because there's a lot of YouTubers who've been doing this for a while, following this story diligently, and my hats go off to them. A lot of information I got is from some of those individuals. So there's no right way or wrong way of doing this. I just decided I'm going to start with the charging documents. So I want to go through the charging documents with you guys so you guys see exactly what this guy is being charged with. But also want to talk about today, and I think we'll actually go in reverse. We'll start out with the deal that was struck today with his co-defendant, Miss Erica King, aka Erica Hughley. So just to get you guys up to speed, this gentleman by the name of Ernesto Williams is a modern day male gigolo and scammer. For some women, he was a gigolo. He was using his charm. He's a decently looking guy, well put together. He knows how to talk. He likes the finer things in life. He used that whole package to reel in older women. Many of them were divorced. All of them, to my knowledge, were single. Some of them were business women. Some of them were just independently wealthy, whatever. He used, or, just even some who were struggling, single mothers, etc. He used that charm to take advantage of these women to get them to give him cold hard cash. And even so much as just to get their identity, their information, and take out lines of credit and just basically ruin their lives. That's basically what this guy was cold-blooded. And one of the things he's being charged with is bigamy because the marriage between him and Shirley Strawberry, who is a host on the Steve Harvey show, good friends with Steve Harvey, but talked a lot of crap about him behind the scenes on jail telephones, which caused his own scandal, but it appears that Steve Harvey forgave her or whatever because they're still doing business and working with each other. But it appears that he fraudulently married her because he was already married to another woman. Fraudulently married her in order to use her standing in the community to kind of give him credibility so he could then go ahead and scam more victims. But I do think he loves Shirley. I think he loves Shirley Strawberry because his later scams, it appeared that he was scamming other women in order to take their money and their resources to provide for Shirley, to give her a lifestyle that I'm not sure she even asked for, but the lifestyle he felt that she deserved, the lifestyle he felt he deserved. And he was willing to ruin anybody's life, their credit, their standing, their life savings, whatever. He's willing to take, use, and abuse anybody in order to achieve his goals. And along the way, he had a young lady by the name of Erica King, as we said before, who was his co-defendant, who assisted him in these scams. So I want to go ahead and bring us over here and read this quick article to get you guys up to speed, because this is sad stuff, and it's unfortunate that this guy was able to get away with this scam for so long. So this is Miss Erica King, aka Erica Hughes or Hughley, however you say it. I don't know. We'll figure it out together. This is interesting though, because more so than any other article that I came across, this one actually breaks down from her words what happened, why we got to this point. So let's break this up real quick. The co-defendant in fraud case involving an ex-husband of popular radio show host spoke only to Channel 2 Action News after she pled guilty. And that's probably why we're only getting it from these guys, because it looks like it's an exclusive interview. Ernesto Williams and Erica King are accused of stealing from dozens of people. King entered a plea deal on Monday morning. She spoke to Channel 2's Ashley Lincoln and admits she was wrong, but says she was a victim and claims she was pressured and manipulated by Williams. Now, after digging through hundreds of documents, kind of figuring out how this guy Williams moves, I'm inclined to believe that she might have been a victim as well. Now, there's a such thing as being a willing participant, a willing victim. Sounds weird, but I think there is. You're doing it and you're benefiting from it to a certain extent, so you continue to do it, but maybe you wouldn't do it if you weren't pressured to do it. I think that may have been the amalgamation of what happened to her. She's benefiting from it to a certain extent. I'm pretty sure not as much as Mr. Williams, but at the same time, I do believe there probably was some pressure from Mr. Williams for her to do it, or at least keep doing it, because sometimes you might do something bad and then you reach that point where you're like, you know what, maybe I shouldn't be doing this anymore. And then you want out, but then somebody's telling you, no, you can't get out. And that might have been her situation as well. But let's keep going. I had my boss putting an insurmountable amount of pressure on me, King said. The boss was Williams, the now ex-husband of Steve Harvey Morning Show co-host Shirley Strawberry. When someone has the power over you, you just do what they say, King said. While married to Strawberry, the state claims Williams stole from at least 25 victims, totaling more than $750,000. The state says King assisted Williams in the schemes. I feel like I got mixed up in a scandal. It's been a lot of trauma, King said. King is testifying against Williams in his RICO trial. And that's why she got the deal. And I'll tell you what the deal is. If they don't tell you, I'll tell you, because this is my first time reading this article. Do you feel like you're a victim in all of this? Lincoln asked. I do. I had things taken from me. I just didn't file charges, King responded. The duo was charged with over 20 charges, including identity fraud, making false statements, impersonating an attorney. And that's one thing she did. She actually impersonated an attorney on his behalf. So let's keep going. Documents show at least 4 separate occasions King, who's not a licensed attorney, appeared as an attorney for Williams under the name April Holloway. What do you have to say to you pleading guilty to impersonating an attorney? Lincoln asked. If you read the indictment, it clearly says I was solicited and coerced. I was picked out, King responded. The real April Holloway stood up in court and spoke about King's actions. I'm a solo practitioner. My name is everything. We don't know where else she's used my name, Holloway said. I really hope that the defendant chooses not to do this to anyone else again. And that's messed up, because April Holloway appears to be a real attorney. And like she said, she's a sole practitioner. I mean, her business is just basically her name. She doesn't have any partners or anybody else who she can rely on. She relies on herself. And if that name, April Holiday, becomes synonymous with fraud, she won't get any business. And that's messed up that happened to that young lady, that practitioner of the law. Let's keep going. King was sentenced to 10 years, but only has to serve 1 year on probation. She received credit for time already served in jail related to this case, and she has been in jail for a little while. She will serve the remainder of her sentence on probation. And the reason why they struck this deal with her is obviously they're going after the big fish. And the big fish is Mr. Ernesto Williams. And she's going to be testifying against Ernesto Williams. And he's looking at a significant amount of time in prison. And rightfully so, because this guy is a piece of crap. Somebody says Erica is a volume low for anyone else. So somebody said, yes, it is low. let me see what I can do about bringing the volume up. And I apologize for that, guys. I actually have a splitter coming in the mail, which will allow me, yeah, it looks like the volume is low. It'll allow me to have an additional screen where I can actually, I can't even speak because I have my Invisaligns in, um, see another screen and and basically see what you guys are texting. So I apologize for that. Let me go ahead and bring this volume up. Let's hook this up. Let's do it here. Mic check. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Appreciate it if you let me know if things get better. All right. All right. Once again, sincerely apologize for the delay. Can't see here. 5 out of 10. Okay. We're making progress though. Let's see here. Okay, this is what I need right here. So let's raise this up. Raise it up. All right, let's do. That's better. Awesome. Great. Yep. Cool. If you guys need me to raise it up a little bit more, just let me know and I'll go ahead and raise that up for you. Erica B says that's better, and hopefully other people will chime in and let me know if we've made suitable progress on this sound. All right, cool. Great. So let's continue with the show. So now I want to go ahead. Daniel Williams said it's all good. Okay, we're in consensus that the audio is good, and I appreciate you guys for letting me know. All right, so now I want to JMK says thumbs up too. Okay, great. So I'm gonna play this just a little bit of snippet for you guys of the court. This is the actual courtroom proceeding where she's going ahead and pleading guilty. And big shout out to Dennis Byron. Dennis Byron's where I got this video from. I don't know who they are. I don't know what type of YouTuber they are, but I found them on YouTube. It's the only guy that had it posted. So big shout out to them. All credit to them. Let's see just a little bit of the proceedings.
Have the right to use the court's subpoena power to compel witnesses and documents in the court, evidence in the court on your behalf, if you so choose. And again, if you were convicted, you would have the right to file post-judgment motions, motions for the trial, appellate motions for an appeal. You would have the right to an attorney at those first level of appellate review. So with that being said, let me hear from the district attorney.
Yes, Judge, we have come to agree with the issue of this issue. As well as we said, I'll just give the effective sentence, which will continue.
All right, so basically it's kind of hard to hear it, but that is her actually taking that plea deal. So yeah, so Nesto's cooked. So I think this is a good time for us to take the time to actually go over the arrest documents for Nesto. So I want to go ahead and bring this up for you guys. And I hope I made it big enough for you guys to be able to read it. Maybe we can make it a little bit bigger. How does that look? Yes, you guys can actually read it as well. Perfect. So let's rock and roll this. So he's got 39, I believe, charges. Most of his identity fraud. He's looking at pretty much 20 to 30 years in prison. If he gets everything done concurrently, then he's looking at a max of 20 years in prison. If it's consecutively, he could do life in prison. Most likely, it won't be consecutively. It'll most likely be concurrently, meaning that all time is done together at the same time. And that probably looks like around 20 years in prison. If anybody has a different figure, a different number, you disagree with me, please feel free to let me know. And I'll go ahead and do my research and, maybe I'll correct myself. But so far, it looks like he's looking at between 20 years in prison. But once again, if they choose to make that consecutively, meaning one after the other, this guy could possibly spend the rest of his days in prison. So let's look at some of these charges. So here we go, 39 indictment charges. And I want to go down to the breakdown of this. So manner and method of the RICO scheme. They're charging with Georgia's version of a RICO scheme. It's a little bit different than the federal RICO standards, but it's similar, and it allows Georgia to go after people with these big numbers that we see them going after Young Thug with right now, which I don't think they're too successful with what they got going on with Young Thug, but also with Shirley Strawberry's ex-husband, Ernesto Williams. From at least December 1st, 2009 through June 30th, 2022, Ernest Williams engaged in a pattern of racketeering activity in Fulton County, Georgia, elsewhere in the state of Georgia, and in other states. The RICO scheme was designed to defraud unsuspecting individuals, businesses, and government entities with the primary purpose of depriving numerous victims of their property. Williams stole United States currency, personal vehicles, motorcycles, bus coaches, and when you listen to some of the scams he's doing, he was big on this whole bus coach thing. He felt it made you look really professional. He'd like to basically scam ladies into getting these bus coaches to raise their business standards and their look and their appeal or whatever, and he basically used them for his own purposes. But let's keep going. Trailers, automobile parts, and other various services and property, often by falsely promising to help his victims engage in new business ventures, to promote their existing business ventures, or to help build their brand or image. Many of Williams' victims were women, and Williams often used the illusion of romantic or close personal relationships with those victims to manipulate them, to steal from them. And he was very, very good at this. One thing this indictment does not talk about are these allegations of CP, okay, with the kiddo stuff. That's what I'm talking about when I say CP, pictures with the kiddos. There are allegations of that. There's also allegations of sexual assault with particularly one young lady that I read about. That's not a part of this. My understanding is that those are separate cases. So Ernest Williams may still spend the rest of his life in prison if he's convicted on these other charges that are part of a separate case. But we're going to focus on the fraud stuff, all right? So let's keep going. As part of the scheme, Williams knowingly entered into a fraudulent marriage with Shirley Strawberry, a famous radio show host. And I got to say, by the way, first of all, you guys can't even see this, so I apologize for that. Let me go ahead. Yeah, you guys can see it. I'm sorry. The window I'm looking at is delayed. Sorry. There we go. Perfect. Yeah. So these indictment documents are actually not readily available. I was able to get this from one of my supporters. They told me not to tell who they are. It's not illegal to have it. It just costs a lot of money to get it. And that person was able to put that money up and get it for me. I didn't ask for it. They just said, hey, I got this for you. I know it'll be helpful in the show that you want to do. So big shout out to that unnamed supporter who did not want to be named. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. So you won't find this on the internet too easily. So I'm definitely giving you something that is not readily available. All right. So here we go. Let's keep going. As part of the scheme, Williams knowingly entered into a fraudulent marriage with Shirley Strawberry, a famous radio show host. Williams used the void marriage and the high-profile celebrity connections he made because of the void marriage in furtherance of other frauds. During the course of the scheme, Williams recruited multiple co-conspirators, including Erica King. On multiple occasions, Williams solicited King to fraudulently assume the identities of multiple attorneys licensed to practice law in Georgia in order to deceive law enforcement and the courts, including by appearing in court by falsely and fraudulently representing Williams in hearings. As part of the pattern of racketeering activity, Williams engaged in various related criminal activities, including, but not limited to, theft by taking, theft by conversion, theft by deception, theft of services, theft by bringing stolen property into the state, acts of involving theft, false swearing, filing false documents, false statements and writings, identity fraud, and deposit account fraud. Now, the gumption of Erica King to go into a court and pretend to be an attorney during hearings. Wow, she's got some cojones on her, man. Because I've been in court a gajillion times, and I work with district attorneys on a daily basis. They call my phone. I had to literally only give them my job number because they were calling my personal number so much I never had a moment off. So I had to literally like block numbers on my personal number and like steer everybody over to the job number. I should have did that from day one. But you know, sometimes you don't have your job number with you. So, you know, you want to just let, for the big cases, you want people to have access to you. But the point of what I'm saying is I work hand in hand with these people. And I don't think even then still I would be able to go into a court and pretend to be an attorney. Even though I've seen attorneys do attorney stuff for a very long time, I don't think I would be able to pass. I'd be like, blah, blah, blah. So the fact that she could go into court and pretend to be an attorney, wow. These folks are really good scammers, man. Really good scammers. All right, so I'm going to zoom out real quick just so you get a big look on this, and then I'll zoom back in. So now it's going to spell out each act. And I guess you guys want me to do each act. So that's what we're going to do. All right. We're going to do every single act that he did. We're going to read it out as it appears inside of the indictment. And then when we're done with this, I want to show you guys a very crazy video. And then we'll end the show with that video. And then when we're done with the live, I'm going to cut that part out of this live and make it its own video. But it's a crazy video of a man who gets stopped by the police. And then he pretty much brings his daughter out of the car, a little girl, uses her a little bit as a shield, tried to take the cop's gun. And then it's just bananas, and we got to see it. We got to see it. I didn't even watch the whole thing. This one came from another supporter. Big shout out to you. Appreciate you. The supporter who sent it in. I don't know if they want me to name who they are, but they said, look at this. I read the bio and I'm like, oh my God, I'm saving this for the live show. We're going to do this together. So it's going to be a live reaction on all of our parts. Okay. So let's keep going. Let's go ahead and let's start reading these indictments, man. And I haven't read all these indictments either. So this is going to be, we're going to be doing this together. Let's rock it. Acts of racketeering activity. That said, accused engaged in the following acts of racketeering activity in furtherance of one or more incidents, schemes, and transactions that had the same and similar intents, results, accomplices, victims, and methods of commission, and otherwise were interrelated by distinguishing characteristics and were not isolated incidents. This interrelated pattern of criminal activity was motivated by primary or financial gain. We ain't gonna say that word. It's financial gain. What the hell? Okay. If any of these are redundant, then we're just gonna skip over it because it's redundant, and a lot of his charges will be redundant. On and between December 1st, 2009 and January 31st, 2010, the exact date being unknown to the grand jury, Ernest Williams committed the felony offense of theft by coercion, and he did that to Drusilla Scott. The value exceeded $500 on the agreement to make a specific application of such funds, knowingly converting the funds to his own use in violation of the agreement. All right, so I'm skipping over it a little bit because I know a little bit of legalese, so we don't need to be reading the codes, right? So the next one, January 1st, 2013 to December 31st, 2013. So the full whole year, he was defrauding this person. The exact date unknown to the grand jury. On or about a year, he was defrauding this person. Felony offense of theft by taking. He unlawfully take United States currency, the property of Jasmine Collins, the value of which was at least $5,000, but less than $25,000, with the intention of depriving said owner of said property. Let's keep going. Act 3. October 3rd, 2013, Ernesto Williams committed felony offense of theft of service by knowingly obtaining construction and remodeling services which were available only for compensation, the value of which of at least $1,500 but less than $5,000 from Mario Alvarado by deception with the intent to avoid payment. So he doesn't pay anybody anything. I mean, this guy had somebody do renovations and didn't even pay them. Let's keep going. Yet his wife was driving around with, you know, a Bentley, not a Bentley, a Mercedes-Benz. Act 4, on about October 18th, Ernesto Williams committed a felony offense of theft by taking, by unlawfully taking United States currency, the property Crystal Waters, the value of which was at least $5,000 but less than $25,000. Let's keep going. Act 5, He took in November 24th, 2013. Who's calling me? Oh, it says scam. Sorry. I'm gonna put this on vibrate. I love how the phones tell you that it's scams now, so you don't have to pick it up. Let's keep going. Act 5, November 24th, 2013. Ernesto Williams committed a felony offense of theft by deception by unlawfully obtaining United States currency, the property of Melvin Stokes, the value of which was at least $5,000 but less than $25,000, by deceitful means by selling a 1989 Prevost vehicle to Stokes while intentionally failing to disclose a substantial and valid known lien and other legal impediments to the enjoyment of the vehicle with the intention of depriving said owner of said property. So it had a lien on him. Still had to pay for it. On or about December 16, 2014, and that's Act 6, by the way, Ernesto Williams committed the felony offense of false swearing. All right, so he lied and swore that something happened, but it didn't happen. But let's read into it. Unlawfully having been administered a lawful oath and having executed a document knowing that it purported by an acknowledgement of a lawful oath, knowingly and willfully making the false statement that each of Ernest Williams' prior marriage had been dissolved by divorce and that Ernest Williams was not subject to any legal impediment and or reason Ernest Williams should not be married. Said false statements have been made in marriage license application number blah, blah, blah. This is for Marion Shirley Strawberry. Wow. Act 7, December 16, 2014. He committed a felony offense of filing false documents by unlawfully and knowingly causing to be filed, entered, and recorded a document titled marriage license. So that's a marriage license with Shirley Strawberry. Act 8, May 1st, 2017 to August 31st, 2017. Committed the felony offense by theft by deception by obtaining United States currency to the property of Chantel Hawker, the value of which exceeded $10,000 by deception and with intent to deprive said owner of said property by creating and reinforcing a false impression as to intention and state of mind. This was an act involving theft, which is chargeable under the laws of Kentucky. Let's keep going. Act 9. Excuse me, I'm sorry, guys. Felony offense, theft by taking. This happened November 3rd, 2017. Unlawfully taking 1998 Prevost vehicle, the property of Carlos Torres, the value of which exceeded $24,000 with the intent of depriving said owner of said property. Okay, so it looks like he took that car and sold it to another guy, and the car had a lien on it, but he didn't tell the guy that the car had a lien on it, so that guy found out that now he owed money because whoever owns the car is most likely going to have to take up the responsibility of the lien. Unbelievable. Let's keep going. We think we're at Act 10. All right. On or about November 11, 2017, Ernesto Williams committed the felony offense of deposit account fraud. So now he's messing with the banks. You know, you don't mess with the banks. You mess with the bank's money, they come for your ass, but let's keep going. By making, drawing, and delivering a check, an instrument for the payment of money on a bank, Carlos Torres, an amount of $9,000 for the present consideration of a 1998 Prevost vehicle, knowing that said check would not be honored by the drawee. This was an act involving a death, which is chargeable under the law of the state of Georgia. Let's keep going. Act 11, January 4th, 2018. He's been doing this for so long. He committed the felony offense of theft by bringing stolen property into his state. He took a specialty car collection of value that exceeded 25. I think that's the same car, that Prevost car. I know I'm saying it terribly, but I'm not a car guy, so this is all involving the car. Let's keep going. Act 12. This one is January 22nd, 2018, theft by taking. This one, he unlawfully took currency for the property of Juan Smith, the value that is not less than $5,000, but not more. Well, it's more than $5,000, but not less than but less than $25,000. What am I talking about? And that's basically part of the racketeering. Let's give me Act 13. Grand Theft Auto. This is February 3rd, 2018. By feloniously stealing, taking, and driving away a 2008 Fleetwood Providence vehicle, the personal property of Rebecca Baker. This was an act of involved in theft, which is chargeable. Wow. So I think that's the young lady that I was reading about, who she was a businesswoman, And she knew that he was a little flaky because she knew him for years, but he came back to her, presenting himself as though, you know, he had changed his life because he had married to Shirley Strawberry. And this is one of those instances where he legitimately was like, yo, look at who I'm married to. I changed my life. So he legitimately used his connection to Shirley Strawberry to butter up this lady who knew that he was shady, but thought he had changed his life. And there was no romance involved with this lady. She just was a kind-hearted businesswoman who wanted to give a young man a chance. And he went ahead and he basically stole, I think he stole like $100,000 from her or something close to it. But I think that's like the motorhome type vehicle that he told her that she needed to buy in order to promote her business. You know, you plastic wrap it with your business's name, and you could drive around, you could give food, you could give free stuff. It's just basically a mode of promotion. It's a good idea if you had somebody who's actually willing to do it for you and do it legitimately. But he just wanted to get it for his own purposes. But anyway, let's keep going. On or about, this is Act 14. This is on or about February 3rd, 2018. Making or delivering check with insufficient funds by for himself willfully with intent to defraud, making a check in amount of $20,000 to Rebecca Baker for the payment of money, knowing at the time of the making that he had not sufficient funds in the bank for the payment of the check and all other checks that are outstanding in full upon his representation. So he gave her a check she couldn't cash. Gave her a bad check, basically. Act 15, on about October 13th, 2018. Theft by taking. By unlawfully taking a big text 20 horsepower, or 20 PH, 20 PH trailer, the property of Big Tex Trailer World, the value of which was at least $5,000, but less than $25,000, with the intent of depriving said owner of property. So he just took the trailer and broke out. I mean, they didn't even say like he wrote a bad check or something. He just literally took the trailer and was like, I'm out of here. Let's keep going. Act 16, we're halfway through it, so it's not that bad. We're almost halfway through it. On October 13th, 2018, and I gotta tell you, it's very difficult talking with these Invisalign in my mouth. It feels so weird, and I keep tripping over my own words because I have this foreign thing in my mouth. And if you don't know, Invisalign is like the new type of braces, but it's clear, and it's molded to your teeth, and you have to change them weekly, and they get tighter or whatever. They change your teeth around slowly, but it does feel very, very strange, and it's hard to talk with, so I apologize for that. So anyway, Act 16, on October 13, 2018, Ernesto Williams committed the felony offense of deposit account fraud, another fake check that he's writing, by making, drawing, and delivering check number 888, an instrument for the payment of money on Wells Fargo, a bank located in the state of Georgia, to Big Tex Trailer. So I guess he didn't just drive off with the Big Tex Trailer. This one clarifies that he wrote them a bad check, and he took the property after writing a bad check that could not be honored. Let's keep going. November 15, 2018, grand theft. By feloniously stealing and taking labor and personal property of Source Motors, including a fender, well rack, MOMO, steering wheel, Momo's. Oh, Momo's a big brand for cars. It's like aftermarket, so that's actually really, really good. A Momo steering wheel and adapter, headlights, center console rack, D-ring guard, windshield brush guard, mirror set, the value of which exceeded $950. This was an act involving theft, which is chargeable under the laws of the state of California and which is punishable by imprisonment. Now, this is the thing. This guy was such a smooth, savvy guy and all that bull crap, and he was able to get all these ladies to give him money. Why not just do it the right way? Why not say, hey, ladies, let's open up a restaurant and get all that money that you got to defraud people and just open up a restaurant, open up a store and do it the right way. God damn, man. Like, Jesus Christ. It's like he's just taking money to spend right now, but he didn't have any money to invest in anything. Like, invest. Do what you said you're going to do, and maybe you might make millions in the future. I don't know. These people don't have any forward thought. They only think about the now. Let's keep going. November 15, 2018. This is Act 18. Making or delivering check with insufficient funds. This is another one where he wrote a bad check. Let's keep going. January 31st, 2019 and March 27, 2019, he committed the felony offense of theft by taking. By unlawfully taking United States currency in a 2012 Ford Transit Connect vehicle, the property of Rashida Sanders, the value of which is at least $5,000, but less than $25,000. So he stole a car. Let's keep going. Act 20, theft by taking. Another theft he did to Big Tech's. He took a 22 GN trailer to property Big Tech's well, the value of which was at least $5,000, but less than $25,000, with the intention to deprive said owner. And let's keep going. This one is where he writes the bad check. So as in the previous acts, he took it in Act 20, Act 21, he wrote Big Tech's a bad check. Word of advice, Big Tech's, stop taking bad checks from scammers. Let's keep it going. Act 22. July 24th, 2020, September 16th, 2020, theft by taking, unlawfully took property of Calvin Cawthon, the value of which is at least $5,000, but less than $25,000. That was U.S. currency that he took. Act 23rd, Act 23, I said Act 23rd. Act 23. On about February 1st, 2021, and that's when solicited and coerced Erica King to commit the felony offense of filing false documents. So we spoke about Erica King, and she said that she was coerced, and she said that she was pressured into doing these things. And looky here, one of his counts, Act 23, is saying that he pressured and coerced Erica King into doing what he did. And what he did was knowingly filing a document titled Amended Answer, Defenses, and Counterclaims in the matter of Vestore USA Inc. versus Shirley Strawberry, case number 20 ED 167485 in the Magistrate Court of Fulton County, Georgia, knowing and having reason to know that the document was false and contained the material false statement and misrepresentation that the document had been prepared and filed by attorney April Holloway and attorney Nicholas Benzine. This was an act of racketeering activity. Let's keep going. Act 24. February 1st, 2021. We're getting to modern times now, guys. He's been scamming for a long time, but we're getting to modern times. Let's see what year it ends in. I'm curious to see what that is. So, Ernesto Williams solicited and coerced Erica King. This is more solicitation and coercion to Erica King. And he did another false document to the courts in some type of claim. Let's keep going. Act 25. Is this another one? Another Erica King. Act 26. This is another Erica King where they're in court and she's filing false documents on his behalf. Act 27, this is another false filing where Erica King was pretending to be an attorney and filing false filings in the courts. Act 28, another false filing, which is identity fraud without authorization, consent, using the name of attorney April Holloway. I feel so bad for April Holloway. Act 29, another identity fraud case with Erica King, and this was with attorney Nicholas Benzine. Act 30, and that's when it's committed fraud offense of theft by taking. This happens in March 15th of 2021. And this one, unlawfully taking a 2020 Harley Davidson, and that was the property of Regina Delaney. And this one does not exceed the value of $24,000. Act 31, we're almost there, people. March 15th, 2021, theft by taking. This is another trailer he took from Big Tech's. And Act 32 on or about March 24th, 2021. He was busy in March. He was going ham hop crazy in March. He was going crazy. He coerced Erica King to commit the felony offense of filing false statements and writing in violation of blah, 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 by knowingly and willingly making the false statement to Sandy Springs Police Department. Detective Tomlin, the King was attorney April Holloway. So this is another one where he had her pretend to be his attorney. All right. Act 33 is another instance of him forcing April King to be attorney April Holloway. Act 34, another Holloway fraudulent identity indictment. Act 35, solicited Erica King to commit identity fraud, another one where she's pretending to be an attorney April Holloway. Act 36, commit the felony offense of theft by taking. This is August 15, 2021. What did he do? He took a 1998 Provence Royal vehicle, the property of Gail Bickman. He just likes this vehicle. He's getting this one type of vehicle from so many different people, the value of which exceeded $24,000, with the intention of depriving said owner of said property. I want to look and see what this car looks like. And it was racketeering. All right. it's 40 of them. I thought it was 39, but it's 40. All right, so let's do it. 37, August 15, 2021, theft by taking. By unlawfully taking a 2021 Mercedes-Benz GLA vehicle, the property of Gail Bickman, the value of which exceeded $24,000, with the intention of the private set owner of said property. This was an act of racketeering activity. Yeah, in this one, he had her give her the car, telling her he was going to trade it in so that he could get some type of motorhome that they could use for promotion. Then he ended up having somebody else driving the car, another one of his women driving the car. Real shady stuff, man. Act 38, theft of service. This happened on November 21st, 2021. Knowingly obtaining vehicle repair services were valued, which were available only for compensation. The value which was at least $1,500, but less than $5,000, from Palmer, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep. So he had a car fixed and never paid them. How did he get the car out of the lot? I don't know. But this guy seems to be able to sweet talk anybody. My understanding, when I go to the dealership, is I give them my car keys. They take the car, they fix it, they do what they do. Then they tell me, this is how much you owe us. Take this to the billing department. After I pay them, then the billing department hands me the keys. But I don't know how he's able to get away with that. I think he probably wrote them a bad check and they gave him the keys before depositing the check. I don't know why anybody takes checks anymore. I know a lot of older people deal with checks. I know in business you have to deal with checks. But as far as when you're doing transactions like fixing a car, why would you take a check is beyond me. Let's keep going. Act 39. I know about November 21st, 2021, Ernest Williams solicited, coerced, unindicted co-conspirator individual whose identity is known to the grand jury to commit the felony of deposit account fraud by making, drawing, and delivering check number 212, an instrument by the payment of money in Naval Federal Credit Union, a bank located within the state of Georgia, to Palmer, to the dealership in the amount of $2,774 for the present consideration of vehicle services. All right, so he gave them a fake check, well, not a fake check, but a bad check to pay for the repair of his vehicle. Drove off the lot. A week later, they found out that the check is bad when they try and cash it. We're at Act 40. There's more acts? Oh, man, I thought it was done at 40. 39. I was wrong. We got to keep going, guys. We got to keep going. All right. December 1st, 2021, Ernesto Williams committed the felony offense of financial transaction card fraud. What did he do? With the attempt to defraud Precinct 1 auto sales, obtaining goods and services valued $2,000, were given orally and in writing a MasterCard financial transaction account number. He gave a bogus numbers to, like he didn't have his card, but he said he knew a card off the top of his head. So he gave the card to the auto people and it was fraudulent. 41. Identity theft. This is another time when he stole somebody's identity this time. And that happened December 1st, 2021. December 1st, 2021, financial transaction card fraud. This is all tied in with that Visa. He's gave him fake credit card numbers, stolen credit cards that he got from his victims. Act 43, identity fraud. Once again, he's using his victim's information. This one belongs to Melody Scretchen, and he's like paying for stuff with their information. Act 44, financial transaction card fraud. Once again, Melody Stretchin. He's given the card number out and he's maxing out people's cards without their permission. Act 45, identity fraud. Once again, Melody Scratching. He's like milking this lady dry. Act 46, financial transaction card fraud. Who's this one? Is this Melody Scratching again? She's milking her dry. Act 47, identity fraud. By willfully, fraudulently, without authorization and consent, using a MasterCard credit card number ending in 8161, belonging to Melody Scratching, identify information concerning a person for an unauthorized purchase in the amount of $1,000 at Lara's Trucks. He's milking her dry. Act 48, financial transaction card fraud. Once again, sorry, Melody Stretching. Jeez, Melody. Wow, I'm sorry. But you know, the funny thing is, like, he was asking these ladies, I was listening to like the phone calls and stuff, and he's asking these ladies, like, how's your credit? You know, and like their own testimony. Like they did interviews on the air. He's like, how's your credit? How's your credit limit? You still got money on your card? And they're like, why? And they like, I need your card so I can get you paid on this, and I'll put the money on your card. And they're giving the card, and he's like spending it. Like, if somebody's asking you how's your credit and how's your credit limit on your credit card, that should be a red flag. pretty much should be a red flag. But anyway, let's keep going. 49, December 4th, 2021. Ernesto Williams committed the felony offense of identity fraud. Once again, who does this belong to? Melody Stretchin. Another Melody Stretchin is Act 50. We're just gonna keep going. Act 51, filing a false document. In the matter of Regina Delaney versus Ernesto Williams in magistrate court. So somebody is suing him, and he once again filed fake documents from his fake attorneys. 52, identity fraud, and this one is pretending to be April Holiday. 53, identity fraud against April Holiday. 54, theft by taking. This one, he took currency for Christine Mays that does not exceed $24,000. Act 55, theft by taking. He took a Harley Davidson from Olivia Washington. Act 56, identity fraud. This time it's a person different. Use the name of attorney Eileen Moorman. So it's a different attorney. Act 57, theft by taking. This time he took a 2002 Prevost Liberty vehicle, value that exceeded $24,000. I gotta look this up, man. I'm sorry. I gotta look up. What is well, let's look at the most latest one. 2002 Prevost. Oh, let me get the correct one. Prevost Liberty. Oh, okay. These are the I'm gonna bring this over so you guys can take a look. These are the motorhomes. These are the motorhomes that he was trying to say that these ladies needed to get for them to advertise. So you rewrap it with your with your business information. When you drive around town, you're advertising. And then you could do special events. You could set a table out front and make it look real official and actually get to talk people and solicit sales, give free giveaways, stuff like that. It really is a good marketing thing. The problem is it's very expensive to get in. These things are very expensive. So this is a 2002. Let's see how much it costs. Let's see if we can find how much this one is being sold for. I mean, I just picked some random websites. I don't know if they're even going to tell me how much it's selling it for. Oh, come on. Slow down. That look nice. Look at the inside. Look how beautiful that is. Look how beautiful. Wow, look how beautiful that is. Gorgeous. Shoot, if I had some money, I'd buy one. For more information, please contact. I guess they're not going to say how much this one is going for, but it's very pretty. $319,000. Very expensive. This is a 2002. $319,000. Like, you don't buy this unless you're an avid outdoors person. Like that's when you'll buy this. All right, let's keep going. So he's like defrauding people, man. All right, let's keep going. All right, so after this, it gets kind of funky. Act 2 of 39, 3 of 39. Okay, so they're going in on. So this is like addendums to what we already read. So yeah, we're good. We read them all. 50. How many acts? I'm sorry. 52, I believe. 52. Come on, let's go. Let's get up there. 57 acts. 57 acts. And 39 addendums to this bad boy. All right. Now, as further as to the offenses charged in this indictment, the period in which a prosecution must be obtained, which be commenced, and other applicable statutes does not include the dates beginning March 14, 2020 and ending March 30, 2021 pursuant to the Supreme Court of Georgia. That's like the regular words that they all have to have, whatever. Wow. Very interesting. Very, 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 very interesting. Let me go ahead and put this down. Let me bring it back to me. And we're going to go into the other show. So what do we got? She got a 10-year sentence. All of it suspended. She has to do 1 year of probation. The rest of the sentence is suspended and time served because she has been in prison for. She has to do 1 year. Excuse me. She has to do 10 years of probation and 1 year of jail, which has already been covered for time served because she's been in custody for a year. And this guy is basically looking at a very long time in prison by the time they're ready to start adjudicating his case. That being said, I'm going to get these two fine people off of my screen, and I want to get this video up and running for you fine people. This is crazy. This right here is bananas. All right. So this cop stops this guy because he evaded from police. They changed the plates on it, but the cops are still able to recognize the guy that pulled him over. Let's see what happens.
How you doing? Hi. Okay. So this car ran from the police a couple weeks ago. So this car is ours.
This is my wife. It's my wife car.
Okay. The car ran from us a couple weeks ago, and y'all changed the plates on it, so the car is now ours.
You serious?
Yeah. 100%. District Attorney's Office seizing this car.
We'll do the state now. We'll have your kids step out. We're going to do a quick search of it, and then we're going to have you remove your property, okay?
Hey! Ah, shit! Get up! Oh. How you doing?
Hi.
You guys see that? That's crazy. He used the daughter as a prop. Wow. I got to see the details of this. Does this give the details? I don't know. Let's see. Wow. I guess not. Wow. So this is the type, oh, no. That's somebody's opinion. Man gets pulled over by cops. His 5-year-old daughter is in the car. He takes her out and stands her by the car. He tries to grab on officer's gun, almost causing the police to use their guns. Right next. And then the rest of it, wow. I got to do some research on this. I want to get more information on this one. Wow, this is very, very sad. Let me see if I could find it real quick. I want to see if I can find it real quick. Let me see here. Cops gone. My apologies for the delay. All right. Wow. I don't know. I don't want to just sit here with dead air trying to find this. I just want to say that it's very, very sad, and I hope this man faces a lot of time in prison for what he did. That was just so reckless to expose your child to that type of violence. The police weren't even going to arrest him. The police were going to seize the car because the police could not prove that he was the one in the car who fled from the police. So it could have been anybody in the car, right? So they didn't say they were putting him in handcuffs. They said, just take your child out the car and we're going to do a quick search of the car. And then, we're going to seize it. Now, if there were drugs in the car, is it possible they could have arrested him? Yes, it's possible. Maybe he had drugs in the car. That's why he chose to act the way that he did. That would still not be an excuse to act the way that he did, but maybe it might just be a reason as to why he decided to do something so reckless. But as it stands right now, the police just wanted the vehicle. That's it. It fled from them. They changed plates. They tried to be slick with it. The cops knew what the VIN was or whatever. They can articulate that they're taking this car. I get it. There is still hearings and court dealings that you can go through to fight them seizing your car. It's not the end of the world. It's a big inconvenience, but guess what? You shouldn't run from the cops. You shouldn't flee the cops, right? Bottom line is, the safety of your child should be the most important thing to you. And this man used his child as a prop. He placed that child in a position where she would be in the way of this officer taking action. And what ended up happening? The child and the officer ended up falling on the ground. I mean, let me just play that back real quick. I'm gonna play that back one more time.
Okay. So this car ran from the police a couple weeks ago. So this car is ours.
This is my wife. This is my wife car.
Okay. The car ran from us a couple weeks ago, and y'all changed the plates on it, so the car is now ours.
You serious? Yeah.
100%. District Attorney's Office seizing this car.
How long is this taking?
First of all, I'd be very cautious about allowing the guy to be digging in the car. If you're saying that you have a warrant to seize this car, then I'm gonna be like, dude, just step out of the car. Where's your personal belongings? Personal belongings this part of the car, no problem. The only thing I might let him do is get the child, which is what he's doing right now. But then he went to the other side of the car, and the officer who were watching his body-worn camera didn't even follow him to the other side of the car. He should have followed him to the other side of the car. He should not have just stood there. So that's actually terrible tactics, that this guy comes out the car with the girl, brings it to the other side of the car, and you don't follow him to the other side of the car to see what he's doing. You just allow your partner to go into the car, and this guy's on the other side, and look what ends up happening. But let's keep going.
We'll have your kids step out. We're going to do a quick search of it, and then we're going to have you remove your property, okay?
So what I'd have did, I'd have been on the other side of the car. You have one officer on this car, on this side. The other side, the officer on the other side, you can see what he's doing. You can see that he's removing the child and nothing nefarious is happening. You're good. Now, you're already on the other side of the car. You guys are already tactically placed on either side of that car. You guys are safe now. You can see what's happening. So now this is So he puts the daughter to stand here, and I think he does that on purpose. He could have easily have sat her down there by the gate and then proceed to do whatever he was going to do in the car. He purposely sat her right there. That's a problem for me. He opens the door and it looks like he's sitting in the car. Why would you stand back here while he's doing that? I don't know. I hate the backseat quarterback, but I've done thousands of these kind of car stops, so I think I kind of know how it's supposed to go. So now when you see the commotion with your partner or your supervisor, because I was a sergeant over there, now you have to run all the way to the other side of the car when you could have just been there already. See that? Now
Hey!
it sounded like a gun went off, but I can't verify it. And I don't know if he grabbed the little girl to get her out of the way, or if, I don't know. Oh, no.
How you doing?
It's not the little girl. I understand now. I thought he grabbed the little girl. It's him. He pulls the perp, and they fall down. The little girl, mind you, is just there standing, watching this all transpire with her father. And then, you know what? She's going to grow up hating the police because her family's going to tell them how they unjustly treated her father without her understanding the truth. Or maybe she'll know the truth now that she can probably see this video when she's an adult. But the truth is that your father did something very, very bad. He tried to grab a cop's gun, and he did it right in front of you. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys immensely. I think we had a good show today. It was a really hard topic to really follow through with, this whole Ernesto Williams situation and Erica King, because it's so convoluted. It's so complicated and all that good stuff. But I hope I did a good job. I really do. I really hope I was able to explain this to you guys in a way that you guys were able to digest it. You guys are amazing. Please make sure you hit that like button on your way out. Remember, Strategiceyes Show has been monetized, and we are supporting a membership. So if you want to become a member, please consider becoming a member of Strategiceyes Show. We're also in the process of growing, guys, of growing this channel again. We've rebranded ourselves for true crime only. So please share this with your friends and family. I really would appreciate it. A lady does have a question. She says, if Ernesto accuses his co-defendant of the crimes he is charged with, is she immune, or can she be charged if there's evidence? So normally when you have this kind of deal where somebody is going to basically testify against somebody else, there is some measure of immunity. And the prosecutors come to a decision that the person who they're using the co-defendant to testify against, the main subject, that they are the brains of the operation and the most dangerous individual. So he can accuse Erica King of whatever, but they're not going to charge Erica King with it. They're just going to charge him with it. And yes, it does come with some measure of immunity. They'll usually say, you're pleading guilty to this, and we will drop the rest of it. We're not going to charge you with anything else other than what you're pleading guilty to right now. So she's good. She's definitely good. She doesn't have to worry about getting any additional charges. That being said, guys, once again, please consider becoming a member of the Strategic Eyes Show. And please do exactly what A-Lady did. Do exactly what A-Lady did. And it's not the super chat she just sent. I appreciate you for the super chat. Thank you so much. What I was going to say is do exactly what A-Lady did. Hit me up on my email, strategiceyes with a Z at the end. I don't know why I did that when I first made the email, but instead of putting an S, I put a Z. So strategiceyes with a Z, EYEZ @gmail.com. Send me any show suggestions. Send me any documents, anything you want me to cover, any evidence you may have on the things you want me to cover. Send it to me, or join our Discord, Strategic Eyes with an S, and communicate me via Discord. I'm going to go ahead and just put that email inside of the chat. Right. So if you want me to cover something, send me an email. Send me an email or hit me up on the Discord, and I'll definitely cover it. Big shout out to A-Lady747 for showing love with the $5 super chat. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. It really does help out the show. But once again, Strategic Eyes is going to be true crime with Strategic Eyes. We are true crime all the time, and I'm definitely enjoying the new direction of the show. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Strategic is out of here. Peace.